The State University of New York at Buffalo presents a UB Athletics production of Women's Tennis Bulls Update.
And to talk women's tennis, we welcome in head coach Kristen Maines to discuss a good weekend for your team and a pretty interesting trip coming up. Let's start with a good little weekend. You go down to Olean and you take on St. Bonaventure and you win 6 of 7 matches. That has to make you feel pretty good and make your team feel pretty good.
Yeah, it was a good opening match. The girls performed well. It's good to get some of those nerves out of the way in the beginning, so it was a good match.
Just one match, but what'd you learn about your team, at least right off the bat?
That I was right in my presumptions that they're ambitious, they're excited, they're looking to do well, and match by match, we're gonna keep improving.
As you look back on that, and again, it's just one, so you don't make any big conclusions. But singles versus doubles, people in the right places. Are you getting a feel for all of that?
We're still getting a feel for that. That women's tennis that can switch week to week. We have a lot of depth, which is nice. So there'll be some fluctuation, and that's good. That's a good thing.
One of the standouts for you, Tanya Stoyanovska, winds up winning #1 singles and #2 doubles. Is she someone that you feel like you're really going to be able to rely on this year?
I'm planning on it, yeah. I mean, she comes in with a lot of experience, so she's a great addition to our team. She played really well, singles and doubles, so I'm excited for the season for her.
Anybody else jump out at you?
Margarita Kotak had a great match. She trained hard over break, you can tell. And she's going to be someone to keep an eye on, too.
Right. All right. Well, you've got an interesting trip coming up this weekend. A really neat chance to go play some tennis at a very different place and kind of an interesting part of the country. You're heading to El Paso, Texas, where on Friday you'll take on New Mexico State, Saturday Texas State, and then Sunday against UTEP. How did this all come about to pack up and head to El Paso, Texas, which I've actually been to for a UB football game, and it's a really neat place.
Well, it's good to hear. I haven't been there, so we're excited. They contacted us. They said, hey, if you're willing to make the trip down, we'll have 3 matches lined up for you, and made it work budget-wise, so we're on our way.
Right. Do you like being able to do a trip like this for your team to maybe get them to a different part of the country and see a different level of competition?
Sure, absolutely. It's almost more team building, team bonding. Especially so early in the season, it's good to spend some good quality time together. Just get to know each other a little better, have a little better feel, and strong team equals championships.
Right. Well, maybe you're not far from Super Bowl City there, so you'll have a little bit of that buzz going on. You should have better weather, I would assume.
Hopefully.
So it should be a neat trip for you down there. Have a good time.
Thank you.
After that trip, Kristen's women's tennis team comes back home, and they will take on West Virginia here in Buffalo, and that is on February 6th. For the latest on the trip to El Paso and everything else women's tennis, make sure you check out WBBulls.com.